Geico. We are in Spectrum Stadium. And yes, it is bouncing for number 17.
I'm going to be a little nervous early, as we can all be, but as the game kind of wears along, I'm going to find a way to get in my groove and prove that.
Keep the football away from that high-tempo UCF offense. And a line drive kick. George Webb watches it go out of bounds.
Nice.
And the Rattlers are going to get good field position to start.
Proud out of it as well.
Ricky Henrilis is the running back. Stanley to the air, and it's in and out of the hands of Kamari Young, the tight end. Now, look, if you play football in Florida, you're going to have weapons, and the Rattlers have weapons, especially on the outside with Chad Hunter.
Yeah,
a lot of run-pass options. The Rattlers want to create mismatches, low snap. Stanley fields it and fires it out, and maybe some early nerves right now for Florida A&M. UCF's defense, there are question marks up front. There are no question.
Back in.
They're down 10, four-man rush, time for Stanley, and incomplete. That in and out of the hands.
That time of Chad Hunter getting the release and coming back to the football. The ball is up and away. All three of Ryan Stanley's.
Ball at the 20, first touch for UCF. And a little end-around pitch there. Otis Anderson up the sideline. Anderson out to midfield, 30 yards on the clip. He is the secret weapon for UCF.
Anytime you lose contain, the defense breaks down. The Knights do a nice job of circling this deep problem. UCF often running.
And here's the up-tempo, and that's McCray, Greg McCray, who gets to the 46-yard line. Into the offense, and McCray's the guy that you like.
Oh, man, what's there not to like? He leads what could be the most explosive running back group in the country. Averaged almost 9 yards a carry a year ago.
Second down, 6. Wimbush in pressure. Deep shots. And just too far for Gabe Davis, who was open at the end of the pattern. There's a lot of pressure on this defense. They got a really good nickelback in Terry Jefferson.
Yeah, Terry.
It's down, and they just get it off in time. Wimbush is going to keep it, and he's got the first down. So that's a break for UCF because they.
You're going to see a lot of that early on from both of these teams.
Killens is in the backfield. Wimbush again floats one downfield, and it's caught. Touchdown, Davis.
Well, they went back to the well, just a play action. One-on-one, Davis got inside the receiver, goes up and high points the football. Catch your breath and get the defense back out on the field.
Extra point, Dylan Barnes, new to the spot.
Here Orlando, at least early on anyway.
Now remember, he was not here for spring ball. So it's fall ball, and that's a terrific tackle there. As
they're doing a nice job of coming off the edges and making plays.
Killens again knocked off his feet. This is right around field goal range for Dylan Barnes. And on play action, Wimbush's throw, deep corner, and it's incomplete. The end zone.
That was a good battle there. The ball was a little bit late. Nixon trying to get the push off, but Smith doesn't allow him to get away with it.
From a field goal, he knocked in an extra point. This is 42 yards, and it's straight, and it's deep enough, and it's good. Landing at the Florida A&M 38-yard line. They'll hand off to Greg McCray.
Compromising their eligibility.
Milani High School in Hawaii, and there's a ton of great Hawaiian quarterbacks who have come over and played college football. That's
I tell you what, McCray's trying to throw the football.
He has been credited with a sack and a half so far. And that's McCray himself. This time, no trips inside.
Edge pressure trying to stop this perimeter run game.
Gabriel, end zone, touchdown. Otis Anderson.
You see Otis Anderson right there in the slot on the numbers. That's exactly, putting it on the numbers for the touchdown. That's going to give the young player a ton of confidence. Really flies off this young man's hand. What is it with left-handed quarterbacks coming out of Hawaii? Tua Tagovailoa, but that is a beautifully located ball and great effort there. Really strong hands to come down with it.
National average is 63%. Look at what they did last year. 53 of 59. And on the carry there is Greg. He does have the nerve back in his foot, and he expects to play next year, which is great news. This is McCray straight ahead. course, Daryl Mack, who relieved from Hawaii, have been the quarterbacks tonight.
Watch right there, Marquise Bell. It's crazy.
Wimbush now on 1st and goal from the 7. Sets, throws, high ball, and in and out of the hand in the first quarter.
This is the exact look you want. You got to put it on his back shoulder, but the ball floats and is off target.
McCray, short of the end zone, lands at the 2.
Here, they'll dial up another one.
From the 2. Wimbush is hit and dropped
things
at the 10. Marquise Bell, the
unblocked defender off the outside edge, has been the problem. They're doubly committing. We've seen him make
3 earlier. This more of a chip shot with a little tricky angle. And he knocks it home. He looks like he's been the kicker for the last 4 years.
He's smooth. They were nervous, man. They didn't know what to expect out of Barnes, but they lost a good one.
To Zap for UCF. Adrian Killens in the backfield. Wimbush has had his moments here. Man open, but it's underthrown and almost intercepted on the
thrown quite a bit sooner. Look how well the deep. It's probably another touchdown. Another mistake by Wimbush there under center.
Wimbush again to the air, to the sideline. Nice catch. Jake.
Great job this time coming back to the football. Has to
push again, up tempo, looking, wandering, now throwing, and that one a little too high for Trey Nixon.
Only a 2-man route.
2nd down 10. Killens finally gets outside and turns it on, and Killens rolling inside the 25 and out of bounds at the 21.
Get to the edge and move the sticks in a big way.
33 yards, a little double stack formation and a screen quick to Nixon, and he's got a
lead that seemingly every running back on this team seems to have.
Killens straight ahead, and a gain of 5 short of the first.
On this last play in between tackles.
That should be here in the fall and over the summer. Over the middle, caught, touchdown, Davis again.
Beautiful location by Brandon Wimbush. Sets his feet, puts that ball on the money. Extremely smart for their upcoming opponents.
That's where I was going. That's going straight to the scout tape.
Be ready.
They may not even have a play off of that. Extra point is good.
Got to throw this up and hope their receivers go up and make a play.
Stanley's flushed, and he fires it into the turf, incomplete. Deshaun Smith. Right now, that's going to dominate the Florida A&M highlight show this weekend. And again, he booms one to the 27-yard line, backing Anderson up, who escapes, shifts to gear, 45, Anderson 40, has a block to the 30 and down to the 23-yard line. What a weapon.
I almost wondered if Fadul outkicked his coverage a little bit there. Nobody was down there and able to corral Anderson, and then it's just that speed.
And both times they've given him great field position. Play action, fires it, end zone, caught, but incomplete, out of bounds was Gabriel Davis.
This kid in warm-ups, nice job to go up and high point that football. Bobbled a little bit, but Davis eventually comes down.
McCray, bust loose, end zone, touchdown.
Keep your eye right here. Parker Boudreaux, Notre Dame transfer. Defensive lineman goes inside of him, keeps his shoulders square. That's a lot harder to do than it may look.
For UCF. Barnes with DVD is available now after the show. Marlon Williams. Marlon Williams with the carry. Flags down, 2 of them. That's a 13-yard gain that may get to 15 more.
Another penalty. See a stiff arm, which an offensive player is allowed to do, but that left hand there.
That's just.
It's egregious. And it's
Tavius Thompson's in. It's the fourth running back to see it. And Thompson, who already has one nice run, rips off another out of the 23-yard line.
By the left side of that offensive line and getting great push.
Gabriel, end zone. May have been interference. Flag down.
One guy's going deep and they're taking shots.
Gabriel looking, throwing, got him. Touchdown, Nixon.
Very Reggie McKenzie-esque. Good job of putting his foot in the ground, turning his shoulder, showing the breadbasket to Gabriel.
Injury to Milton against USF last year, and then quarterbacked in the bowl game. Ball's loose. Terry Jefferson pries it loose. 14. Remember, this was supposed to be a teaching moment. Wimbush's throw, nice. Gabe Davis.
Take the field goal. Run game still wide open here.
Wimbush, lots of time. Shovel pass. Anderson. 5. Anderson to the pylon, and he's out of bounds at the 2. When the ball comes loose.
Remember, we saw Anderson early muff a punt. Trying.
Oh, I don't.
That's tough right there. They may need to take a look at that. You see him reaching.
His foot goes down right when the ball comes out of his hand. That right foot lands out of bounds just as the ball hits the pylon and pops loose. Right there.
It almost, when that staff is going to show everybody about how careful you have to be down near the goal line.
Wimbush blown up again, escapes, in trouble, escapes again, and still escapes, and he got close to that pylon, to the 2-yard line. And
just a big, powerful runner, so hard to bring down. Right there, a Freudian slip there. Brandon Wimbush's legs where he can throw it or run it. You can't get stopped here with no timeouts, though.
I think either guy would be a good choice, and that throws behind him. Now, that doesn't kill.
Another touchdown.
53 catches, 7 touchdowns last year. Couple scores tonight, and that one just over.
A little bit of a Tebow jump pass.
Please reset the
Play
game clock
action
to 2
Killings.
seconds. 2 seconds, please. It is
Ball
fourth
just
down.
thrown outside. Interesting call here. I like it. Punch it in.
And in.
Necessary risk, but this was to make a point to his team. This offensive line, yards, yeah, if you can't get a yard or two down on the goal line before halftime, you shouldn't be playing football.
Extra point, and that's the half.
Ryan Stanley will get the start in the second half at quarterback, but we will see other quarterbacks for FAMU.
All right, thank you, John. Starting at quarterback in the second half for UCF is Dylan Gabriel. And it's a great time to get a freshman some time there. This is Amari Johnson with the catch. Now you're getting into the 2 deeps.
Dylan Gabriel, who, remember, gets to play 4 games without losing a year of eligibility. So even though UCF's up 48-0, this is still important in the development of a quarterback that will likely end up being a
staff, though, when talking about Dylan Gabriel yesterday, said he does not look like a freshman or someone that's just out of high school ball. And Tavius Thompson, before you have a chance to get ready and catch your breath.
One hop on the snap back there and touchdown.
Gabriel wide open, catch and a touchdown. Alex Harris. Boy, this kid can really.
Ground, there's no rush. One hops, play shortstop like you did, partner. It puts the ball on the money.
Dylan Barnes for the extra point. He's had a good night as well. It's for you to grow and get a better ranking and more attention is for teams in the American to win games like that. And you want the league to take down as many big names as you can along the way. And they get the street cred poll. Oh, man, wide open. And Jones hits him in stride. Amari Johnson, touchdown. UCF 49.
Running the score up. It is, but it's justifiable in the sense that you want to get your backup third-string quarterback some meaning. Defensive back is just going to slip a little bit. And then Johnson just uses his speed. He has to stop and come back to the ball that was underthrown. Thank goodness the DB slipped on that case. but he was open by 6 or 7 yards, and that's just a
successful start. We'll try to get an update, if we can, on Brandon Moore and his leg injury. That's the somber note here for UCF on this night, is that their starting corner suffered what seemed to be a decisive 62-0 win for the Knights. The kid looked great. Dylan Gabriel, he can really spin it, and he sure did tonight. And we saw Quadri Jones as well look good, throw for a touchdown pass. Of course, it gets tougher at FAU. Lane Kiffin